What's
Hey
good?
guys, welcome to the show. How you feeling today?
Feeling great, man.
I'm feeling great, man. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. So as far as what made you guys start off your page, the whole gorilla thing going on? Like where did it come from?
Brian, you want to start?
Sure. Yeah. Basically, we've been into fitness and calisthenics for me, it's been since like 2014. I think G started a little bit earlier.
Fuck yeah, I remember
But
those days.
basically, we met and we started training ninja stuff together. And like years back, we had started an Instagram and we just like weren't really serious about it. And, it went decent. Like we did good for a while. We didn't post consistently. And then we just kind of like slacked off and didn't look at it for a while. And then we went back like a year later and we're like, why did we give up on that? We could do better. And then after my injury, basically, we decided to start it back up and, start a fitness page and work on growing the Instagram, starting Twitters, and getting a YouTube going, most of all.
And I think a big reason that we are consistent this time is first, we're more mature, but second, we have a YouTube in mind and we have some goals. So we're trying to grow our channel just so we have more of an audience. So it's going to enable us to more easily find a niche in YouTube.
Fuck yeah, man. I remember calisthenics is where I started off too. So this speaks to my heart, man. Calisthenics brothers out there.
Club Metro.
Yeah, man. Fucking Club Metro days and everything.
Jeez.
So what have you guys been doing to train during the quarantine? Because calisthenics is basically all you really got right now.
I mean, that's all I ever did, really. I mean, I went through a wait period, but I don't really like it. There's no passion. I feel like I'm forcing myself to go to the gym. But lately I've been doing a lot of rock climbing.
Nice.
A lot, because I'm trying to actually get my finger strength up for Ninja Warrior. So I realized okay, yeah, I could look good and focus on all these other aspects, but it's most important to me to perform on Ninja Warrior. So I'm all right, finger strength is priority, then cardio, and then pulling. And then other than that, I'll just maintain just to, be safe and balanced.
For me, I feel like I've been in an awkward position recently because I have an injury in my right arm. So upper body wise, I've really only been training my left arm. And it's an awkward position because I'm still want to train my left arm, but I don't want to create a huge imbalance between my arms. And I'm kind of already getting there. So I've been training a lot of calisthenic upper body stuff with one arm, but
8 1-arm pull-ups.
Yeah.
Damn,
What do you say?
I
8 1-arm chin-ups.
I know what you mean, Brian. I fucked up my wrist, my left wrist, doing all those push-up challenges because when quarantine first happened, I was do this push-up challenge, do this push-up challenge. And I was getting fucking killed every week, and I wasn't always stretching in between them. So I would just do them cold, and I'll just record the video and do it. So my left wrist was fucked up for a while, and I'm still doing stuff to get it back, but it's definitely not the same as it was before. So I feel you on that little injury thing, and you got to do one thing one-sided. It's fucking crazy, man. It's fucking nuts.
Definitely sucks. I'm gonna have to get surgery on my wrist soon. So, but I'm just excited to get that done with. Honestly.
You're sick.
Yeah, man. Fuck. So what have you what's a typical workout for you guys now? At least with quarantine. If someone listening they wanted to find out some stuff or workout to do quarantine wise, what would you recommend them doing?
Recommend for them or recommend what I do?
Well, they can base theirs off yours. You know what I mean? You say what you're doing and they can kind of get a feel for it.
All right. So mine's, I kind of do a self-regulation type thing. So I don't really program my week, but I have certain exercises or workout focuses that I need to get done in a week. So let's say, okay, I want to do 3 hangboarding sessions this week, which is where you hang from a fingerboard and you train your grip.
Nice.
I can do that 3 days in a row. I can do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I can do that however I want. But I just kind of I don't believe in I do believe in it, but for me personally, I like to just go by my feel. I know my body. If I need 2 days rest, I take 2 days rest. If I can do 4 days in a row, I do 4 days in a row. I don't put myself in a box because then I'm either taking a rest day and I'm really ready to train, or I'm training when I feel I should rest and I get hurt. So, but the actual exercises I'm doing, advanced versions of calisthenics that you can just build up to. Anyone can do it. So a lot of 1-arm pull-ups, front levers, iron cross is something I'm training. I'm pretty far from it, but it's a good goal. Yeah. But this, and then I do a bunch of basics after just to fill in the gaps. I do weighted pull-ups, dips, all rings too, because it's good for stability.
Yeah, rings in your house?
Yeah, dude. Actually, I have a really crazy setup in my attic.
Oh, that's
I
fucking
can
dope,
show it.
dude. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, I can show you it.
Yeah, definitely. We'll do it at the end. We'll definitely. I got to see how the
Yeah.
setup for that is.
Bet.
What about you, Brian?
Similar to G, where it's like I kind of go where my body's feeling. Like on Monday, for example, I was gonna hit a leg workout, but I felt like I couldn't do it, so I pushed it back a day and just trained like yoga on Monday, hit some mobility. Yoga is something I've been focusing a lot since I've been trying not to train as much upper body. So I've been trying to do some like stretching, yoga, mobility stuff pretty much every day, in addition to some basic training. Legs, I've been doing a ton of pistol squats. I'm training really hard right now to get my dragon pistol squat. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No, what's the dragon pistol squat?
So you know your pistol squat, but it's basically like a pistol squat where you put like your other leg to the other side of it and then
Oh shit!
go to the bottom. It takes like, it's more mobility and stuff. It's a lot more difficult than a pistol squat.
Oh
But
shit!
It's hard.
yeah, it is hard. But like when I first quarantine, like I couldn't even get the position of it at all. Like couldn't even lower down. And now I can do like an assisted dragon squat, like with some bands and stuff. So that's been good for me. But
Damn,
I've
I
been
didn't
doing a
know
lot
about
of
that.
calisthenic leg workouts where, just do like split squats, one leg toe raises, pistol squats, dragon training, progressions and stuff like that. And then for arms, I've been doing a ton of one arm pull-ups, one arm push-ups, things like that. And then just abs, fairly often. I try for like 3 times a week doing abs, but I would like to up that a little bit more.
And do you have I know most of your stuff has been, well, I guess most of your shit's still leg based, but do you have equipment at home too, or do you have like a pull-up bar or anything by your house?
I have a pull-up bar in my house. I have those Bowflex adjustable weights that go anywhere from like 5 pounds to 52 and a half.
Oh.
So I really like those because it's like an all-in-one with one weight, And then I have like some bands and stuff, but I don't have too much equipment at my apartment right now. At my Marlton house, I have some more equipment. So when I go home on like the weekends and stuff, I like to
That's when
train
you get
there
it.
too.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the best way to do it. I agree with both of you guys because like even when I train myself now, I have things that I want to hit, so I'll do like either this many amount of cardio days or this many amount of lower body, upper body, or full body days. I'm trying to learn how to do judo too, so I've been doing like the basic movements in my house. It's not the same without having like a teacher, but like just enough like the fundamentals of like crawling and grappling and stuff's been cool. So it's kind of like that mix and match of like almost like putting out almost like putting on your clothes, like like hat, shirt, pants, and I kind of just mix them in to whatever day fits in. But definitely listen to your body is definitely the biggest thing. Now, when I first started calisthenics, like I started working out in a park, but it was like push-ups, squats, pull-ups, all that stuff. If somebody new was trying to get into calisthenics from like you guys' perspective, how would you guys recommend them starting? What if they were a beginner trying to get into their first front lever, their first muscle up, which is a great feeling? How would they get that from you? What would you recommend them to do?
So a complete beginner, I would say you want to focus on the basics. And something I didn't do was focus on like every aspect of pushing and pulling. I only focused on pull-ups and push-ups when I started. But I was like 10.
Yeah,
I was 10, so I didn't
bro.
know. I was just like exercise. But if I were to recommend it, I would do pull-ups, rows, or any version of horizontal and vertical pulling. But I think those are your best bets. So, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what a pull-up and a row is. And then push-ups to counteract the rows. And then I would say a handstand push-up variation and also dips. So
yeah.
Now when I talk handstand push-ups, it doesn't have to start off with anything crazy. You can just do pike push-ups where you kind of like touch your toes and you do more of a vertical press and start training the shoulders. Because you want to, I always believe in like a movement that always counter whatever you just trained. So if I train pull-ups, I should do handstand push-ups, and then you kind of stay even that way. That's just my belief, and it's helped me and keeps you balanced. So I would say at the beginning, if you can only do like 1 to 3 reps, you would have to focus on strength. And I would say like it's more important just to get a bunch of sets in of amount of reps that aren't too hard for you. So like say you can do 3 pull-ups, right? I'd say don't do 3 pull-ups. That's a bad idea because that's your very max and there's no reason to go to that. I'd say do 7 sets of 1. Do it 3 times a week. Just start getting your body used to doing more pull-ups, and then you can slowly increase that. And then once you hit like a higher amount of reps, then you can start doing more advanced, more traditional programming into your workouts.
Brian, what you got for me?
I agree with Gianni. I feel like the other thing that a lot of calisthenic people mess up on is kind of trying to progress on to the next movement before they have, the lower one completely mastered. Someone will go for their muscle up when they can only do 6 pull-ups. It's like, you really shouldn't go for your muscle up yet. You should get to the point where you can do a pull-up, explode past your chest for multiple reps, and then go for your muscle up. So you make sure you don't throw one arm over and then the other arm. Then it's avoiding injury too, because you can mess up your shoulder if you don't have the strength to actually go for a muscle up, for example.
And bad habits at the very least.
Exactly. So I think too many people just try to rush the process when it's like you really need to build a huge foundation of the basics. Like before I went for a muscle up, I was doing over 20 pull-ups. And like a lot of people, I feel like don't quite get to that point before they'll go on to that next movement.
They definitely don't. A lot of them spend a lot of time on the fundamentals are definitely everything, man. And then like what Gianni was saying about doing the antagonist muscle group. So if you're doing a lot more chest, doing that back to counteract that, or if you're doing a pull up with a vertical pull, the shoulder or handstand push-ups for the vertical push is a good idea too. So you're building up balance and foundation. But I agree with that. That the changing of like just overall shit of knowing the fundamentals of what you're trying to train for. So it's so important.
Exactly.
Can I add something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so another thing is it's hard for people to, if they start with weights. For weights, I feel like you can see week-to-week progress when you're a beginner. You add 5 pounds to the bar, right? You get a sense of that accomplishment. For calisthenics, I feel like it's way more delayed. Like, you might be working just pull-ups for months before it, like, pays off and you start doing weighted pull-ups or muscle-ups. It's just a slower process, like, especially for levers. Front levers, you're barely going to see a difference in the amount you extend, but that's actually a lot of force. In like a tucked front lever to an advanced tucked front lever, it's like 4 inches of difference in how open your hips are. But it's an incredible amount of difference in how much force you need to apply. And that's hard for people to wrap their head around. It's like, I'm making no progress, but that might not necessarily be true. You might just not be able to visually see it. So just like staying consistent and believing in the process, also loving it, like that's important. Find a way to love your training, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like weightlifting, you see your progress more, but with calisthenics, it's like when you do see that progress, it feels so much more rewarding. Because for me, it's like, great, hitting a 10-pound PR on the bench feels good. But the first time I ever hit my muscle up, like that's nothing compared to hitting a PR on the bench.
We should tell the story.
Yeah, we should. The first time I hit a muscle up was actually with G, before I even was friends with him. It was pretty funny.
That's crazy. Before you guys are even friends, you hit it with him?
Yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah, I was in gym class in high school. I think it was sophomore year, and I would always see Gianni like doing cool tricks and stuff, like backflips and like muscle ups and stuff. And I was like starting to get into that stuff, but I was like kind of like, oh, like he's really good. Like he won't want to like, show me anything. And then I saw him doing muscle ups the one day, and I went over to him. I was like, I'm gonna just talk to him. And I was like, yo, like I can do a lot of pull-ups. Do you think I can do a muscle up? And he was like, let me see your pull-up. And he's like, yeah, you can do a muscle up. And I was like, I don't think I can, bro. Like, how can I do that? And he was like, pull and snap. And I just looked at him. I was like, what do you mean, bro? And he was like, don't ask what I mean. Just do it. And without this kid even knowing me, he like comes running over to me and hugs me, like tackles me onto the ground, just starts like flipping out, like, yes, bro, you did it. And then we were literally like friends ever since that. It's pretty awesome.
Fucking fantastic, man. Calisthenics brought me to my closest friends too, man. Like when my boy Greg taught me how to do a muscle up, that was like the biggest day. Like I still remember to this day, after years and years of trying to get that shit up and then finally getting up. It brings us together, man. It really does. Like
it really does.
The bond of brotherhood comes deep. That shit,
I get more hype when Brian gets a new trick than myself.
That's true. We hype each other up so much.
I'm so strict on myself. Like when I get a new skill, I'm trying more to be like, great job, like reward yourself. But my mind goes straight to, all right, what's next? Like that's just how my mind works, and it's good and bad. Like it really is.
We do the celebrations for each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you were a gymnast before, right, Gianni?
Yeah, kind of. Like I was self-trained and I put myself through classes, but I wasn't like raised as a gymnast. Like I started very late, 14-ish, 13.
Okay. What about you, Brian?
I was never a gymnast. I did like weekly classes of gymnastics when I was older, just so I could get, a basis. Me and Gianni did some together. And like I trained at cheer gyms a lot, but never specifically did gymnastics. It's actually like a big regret of mine though. I really wish I did gymnastics. I feel like that would like put me ahead so much from where I am. But
Yeah, I agree with that too, man.
Yeah.
It would have been a whole different game if I got into it earlier. You
Exactly.
never get into it as early as you'd like to, but when you get into it, you're glad you started. Like I feel like that's always the case, man.
It's never too late to get started, but it's nice for those people that do get started really early.
And how old are you guys now?
I'm 20.
Yeah, we're both 20.
Oh, bro. Yeah, bro. That's it, man. I just turned 27 last month, so like to be 20 again, like the feeling of like the freedom of just like I'm not like that much older, but like just that mentality and freedom that you got at 20, bro. Enjoy every fucking second of it, like just killing it in the park.
Try.
Oh yeah, definitely trying.
Like, oh man, you guys are speaking to my heart right now.
Great, dude.
Now, as far as I know, we want to talk a little more about like how the body evolved over time, and I want to hear some of you guys' perspectives on that. Like I know G had some good stuff he wanted to say before, so what you got from me, G? Like, what were you trying to oh my gosh, what were you trying to like as far as the body and evolution? Like, what were your thoughts on it?
Wait, what was the specific topic though?
Because we were talking about before, like when we were DMing, we were talking about like how the body like evolved from like cavemen and stuff. You said you had some perspective on that you want to talk about. I don't remember exactly what we said, but it was something along those lines.
There's a lot of different aspects to that. Like it kind of depends if it's diet or like training and all that. But I mean, I guess you could start with I'll just bring up a few things like diet, for example. There's like I think these diets are helpful to some people, like the whole like keto and vegetarian, and I think they're helpful for people, especially people with like health disorders, or if they need a strict diet to stay eating healthy and like regimented. That's great. But our bodies are omnivores, and we have evolved to eat both plants and meat material. So I don't fully subscribe to either being like cutting out all meat or cutting out all vegetables or plant matter. Now, if you have like a health issue, like I said, it's a different exception. But for a healthy individual, I think it's more about like the processing of your foods. So like if you're eating Skittles, that's probably not as good as if you're eating a steak and string beans. You know what I'm saying? So I think most people they're a little too focused on, oh, all carbs are bad, all fats are bad. Like, I don't think it's that black and white. I really do think it's about the quality of the food and also the portions. Like a lot of people who want to lose weight are just not eating little enough, and it's difficult. Like I get it. When you don't eat enough and you're trying to lose weight, you're gonna feel like you're starving, and that's the whole point. You are starving, and your body's gonna take away from those fat reserves. And if you can't go through that, you're gonna snack here and there. And then eventually your net calories will be just maintenance and you won't lose anything. And you'll think you're eating less because you're trying all day to eat less, but those little snacks, those little give-ins, that's where people don't realize they're actually like losing the battle, and vice versa on the other side.
That's facts, man. You got anything you want to chime in, Brian?
Yeah. Basically, I agree with everything Gianni's saying. And like, I think the biggest thing, in my opinion, if you're trying to lose weight, it's like the diets are definitely good in certain situations, but I think overall calorie deficit is like the biggest concern, definitely. So if you want to lose weight, you need to be intaking less calories than you're burning. And someone like me, like I'd like to gain weight, so I should be eating more calories than I'm burning in a day. And like, I think a lot of diets could be simplified, basically, but I see the benefit in a lot of different diets as well.
I think so too.
Mental.
Mental, yes. I think a lot of the diets overall, like I'm a big believer of us being omnivores as well. Mm-hmm. And, just being more well-rounded in things. But I think the diets initially serve a good point because they get people changing how they act. So every time you change how you do things, mm-hmm. you're going to have some kind of progress just because you have to adapt to new scenarios. So like you'll be paying attention more. So I'm vegan now, so I'm not going to eat meat. So I have to watch what I eat every single time.
That's true.
So you're more mindful of what you're consuming, which is super important. And then the next thing is that being mindful, you're being more attentive. You kind of like, now you care more about your food. The same way if you got a new pair of shoes, you're not going to step on the mud the same way you would your old pair of shoes. You're just more mindful of what you're doing. But then at the same time, people kind of get like, it becomes like your sports team, like, oh, I'm vegan, oh, I'm carnivore, oh, I'm keto.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
get like, you get your team, you get like a whole gang of people that are with you, which is cool. Like, I'm all about support, communities, that's all good. But then it's like, fuck the other people. You know what I mean? It's like,
Exactly.
you eat meat,
Exactly.
you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, this is not high school. Like, it's okay. It's fucking okay.
Yeah. And to your point of like how diets change like your mentality to just start like focusing on like bettering yourself. I think a lot of people when they start working out are too focused on little things. Like when you're starting to work out, like from being like completely what's it called? Just off the couch, for example. Just go for a run. Don't focus on like optimizing every little aspect of your training or a bike ride. Like just do something. Like just get started. It doesn't have to happen overnight. So it's a journey. It's a lifestyle. It's not something that you can just like pick up and go right into. Like if you want to start a new sport, just start going, play first. Worry about your training later when you get serious, once you build up that foundation. I think too many people want the results now, or they want to like nitpick every little aspect of their training. And it's not, it doesn't have to be like that. Like that's just more stressful. And honestly, that those little changes, like those, like how you structure the program, how you eat in comparison to when you worked out, those only give you like 10% of the gains. 90% just comes from doing hard work.
Absolutely.
Like the intensity. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like a point me and Brian always talk about, it's pretty frustrating to us, is we see all these people go to the gym and they'll do like 30 sets of an exercise or like 30 sets total, like on a leg day. And I'm like, and they're like, they don't look different year to year. And I'm not hating on them, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just, but if you really want results, it's not about doing all these 30 sets of these random exercises. It's about honing down a few exercises and giving actual effort. Like not just like going in and like going to a burn. If you really want to change your body, you need to send the signal that your body needs to change. So if you want to get bigger legs, squat, deadlift, calf raise. Try that. And then do like 5 sets, but maybe 3 sets to start. But go in. Like don't just like half-ass it. Go in. And like build up to that point. But if you're not bringing the intensity up, I don't think you can actually make a significant amount of progress. You will make progress off the start no matter what. But to really optimize your gains, I think it's 90% effort.
Yeah, to add into what he was saying, I feel like so many people like will go to the gym and they're like, I want to spend as much time as possible. Like it's like a competition. Like when I used to go to the gym back in Morrilton, LA Fitness, I would go in and I'd spend an hour there. And in that hour, like I'm not looking at my phone. I'm just trying to get my stuff done and I'm trying to go hard that entire time. Yeah. And like I would come in, I'd see someone I know, and then I'd get done my workout and leave and they'd still be there. And it's like, and I would literally just see them standing on their phone the whole time, just talking to people. And it's like, and then they go and tell everybody on Snapchat and Instagram that they spent 4 hours at the gym. It's like, good for you, but in your 4 hours, you didn't get as much done as I just got done in my 1 hour that I was actually focused. So I feel like there's a big thing there where so many people just think like, oh, I need to get as much time in as possible. It's like, no, you need to be as intense as possible and actually push yourself. It's not about just being there for a longer time.
Brian, I'd argue one pull-up set that we do together would equal most people's full back workout.
Like, honestly, yes, because like at the end of that pull-up set, we are so dead. It's like we're going till our arms are shaking and then like pushing ourselves past that. Like, I don't know. I feel like we can get a lot done, especially with calisthenics. I feel like you can get a lot done with less, sets and stuff if you really push yourself on those certain sets that you do.
Yeah, like
absolutely.
It's like comfort zone. If you're doing a pull-up set and you're used to doing 12 and you get to 12 and you're like, oh, that was really hard. Okay, it's time for 14. Do you want to change? Then you need to do something you haven't done before. And it isn't easy. Like you can't do it every day. Like sometimes you just mentally can't push yourself there, but it's almost like delirium intensity if you want to be like an elite athlete or like really make big progress. I think you have to reach this point of like shutting off all the signals of your body and just going and pushing yourself. And with that being said, this is for someone who's been working out, for someone who understands their body and won't get injured pushing themselves. It's not for someone who just started.
Yeah. That's a very good point to add.
Yeah, listen to your body is huge. Just to piggyback what you said earlier, that whole going to the gym and then bragging about how long you're in there is definitely a big thing people talk about. There's so many people that are like going for the trophies, but not actually doing the actual thing. You know, it just looks cool. It's the good photo. It's the good picture. And it's just like, you're getting the look, but you're not getting the actual meal. You know, you're getting the sizzle, but you're not actually getting the steak. And that's a very big, it's a big thing that I feel like people are just, it just shows that people are working out for the wrong reasons, you know?
Exactly.
It was funny that in the gym I worked at over here, there was this guy who like used to sit in the sauna. He would go on the scale and then he would sit in the sauna until he lost like 2 pounds. And he was like, I lost 2 pounds. And I was like, you know, I was trying to teach him that like that's just water weight. Like, you're in the wrong mentality. Like, you're chasing the number on the scale, but you're not actually, it's not going to change how you look.
That's
people just aren't ready to hear that yet. But like, just to be that was like just so asinine to me, because I was like, he's chasing the wrong things. Like, it's nuts. It's nuts.
I wonder why. I wonder if it's like does he just not understand, or does he just want an excuse to say like he's done something?
And then that's like the next part, like what the mental aspect of what people are doing and like where somebody, you know?
Yeah.
They want to feel like they accomplished something, but they're really not accomplishing much getting rid of water weight.
Yeah. Also, for those people out there who hate going to the gym, stop going to the gym. Find a different way to actually pursue fitness. Like, you can pursue fitness in so many different ways than lifting weights and going to the gym. It doesn't have to be the traditional way. If you hate it, you're not going to be able to do it for the rest of your life. You're just not. I mean, if you are forcing yourself to do something you hate, you love pushing yourself. And that's what's making you do it. You love the mental aspect. No one does something they hate forever. You can do things you hate to get to where you want to be, but you should always be chasing a goal that you are genuinely enjoying. So like, for someone who like, oh man, I love tennis, but I hate lifting weights, go play tennis. How is that going to hurt you? That's still going to benefit you. You're going to get cardio. You're going to get your leg strength. And then like throw in some, and if you get good enough, you'll start doing a little bit of extra stuff to make you better at tennis. Like, I hate training just to train. I love training to get better for Ninja Warrior and rock climbing. There's a reason I train.
Exactly. I feel like when I used to lift weights, I did like the 5-3-1 program. I don't know if you're familiar with that. And, you know, I enjoyed it and stuff, but it kind of just got dragging after a while, doing like those same exercises every week, and like, it just got boring. But with Ninja Warrior training, it's like, it always stays exciting. And I honestly feel like I've been in the best shape of my life when I wasn't going to the gym consistently. I was going to like the Ninja Warrior gyms and just training at home and stuff.
100%.
That's when I've been in my best shape, not when I was lifting weights every day.
But I don't think that's because we're not lifting weights. I think that's because we love Ninja Warrior. There's some people who love lifting weights and will get amazing.
That's true. But it's where we can put all of our energy because we love it. Like, I could push myself harder on a set of pull-ups than I could on a bench because I love pull-ups. And I agree with that. You know, benching is all right, but
the passion always gives you the drive to do it, no matter what it is.
Exactly.
Passion and progression, that's the whole game right there. Right? As long as you love what you're doing, you're progressing at it, that's all that's really gonna matter, you know?
Quote that.
100%. Yeah, that's a good quote right there.
I'm getting good at this shit, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm doing this enough now that I'm like, I can feel it. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, this shit just come out of me now. Passion and progression.
How long have you been doing this podcast for?
I first started doing it in like 2018, but like it like I had a little fall offs, you know, like, and now I'm kind of getting back into it. I think this episode is going to be like episode 9 or 10 of like the new series that I'm doing now. So
nice, dude.
It feels good.
We're back for 900.
Yeah. You guys are gonna be back for a lot, you know.
Say that.
So what made you guys want to start your YouTube channel?
Basically, like, same reason now as Instagram, except YouTube is like more scalable and we can get more information out there at once. You know, with Instagram, like, you can do an Instagram live video and stuff, but it's not the same. And people generally just scroll through Instagram. You know, a lot of people won't stop and actually like watch your video. But YouTube's where you go to actually get some real content and stuff like that. And on top of that, we also feel like we can kind of combine this like fitness with some comedy, which we both feel like would do very well on YouTube, because it's like a lot of people like that funny stuff on YouTube, like the Nelk Boys, for example. Everyone watches them. And it's like, if you had some comedy, but also gave people real fitness content and stuff, I just feel like it has a lot of potential. And I feel like it'd be good for us and we'd be good at it, you know?
Yeah, it's like two reasons. Like we want to do something that we love for a career. And we also think we can actually bring like some good information and help people, and like bring information in a way that's very entertaining. Like most people who have good information on YouTube aren't boring by any means, but they kind of like, sorry, I got a text that kind of broke my train of thought, but the way they express the information, it's not the most entertaining way, which is fine. I can watch that stuff, but some people need to be entertained, and I understand that. So I feel like the way we train, we are just funny. Like we just tease each other, and we get kind of crazy. Like when we train, it's like playing on the playground. I feel like I'm a kid. So watching that is amusing to people, and on top of that, we're able to give them this actual good information about how to train if they want to better their lives through a medium that is easy to digest. So and it just seems fun. Like it's gonna be a passion project. Like I just want to do it.
Nice.
Exactly.
You guys listen to this podcast too. It's by Jordan Syatt and Mike Vacanti. It's called How to Be a Personal Trainer podcast, and I've listened to it a lot more too. Basically, what they were saying, they said that like YouTube and like blogs, like long form videos and like articles and content, it's like the compound lifts of content. The Instagram stuff is more like the curls or the calf raises. So like you guys are on the right path. Like,
wait, Instagram's the calf raises?
like, yeah, like, so like,
why are you on Instagram?
So you should have, you should do both. Like doing both obviously helps. But they were saying that like having more long form stuff that people can see and get a bigger like description out of is better for you, because it's just it's more of a commitment to people to watch. You can get more context into it as opposed to just one photo with a caption or like a little tweet, because there's just more depth in it. So like I agree with that. Like even this itself, like it's more, you can get more of what we're saying, depth, context. So it's huge. So you guys are definitely on the right path with that. Like this content game's not going anywhere, and you guys can do it as long as you want. Oh shit, Gianni, where'd he go?
Oh yeah. No,
I gotta
Yeah, that's extremely true though. Hopefully, you know, we're on the right path, and I think we are. I think we can grow this a lot.
I agree.
I think so too. Now, what about mobility training? What are you guys doing for your mobility?
I started doing yoga recently, and
You did say that.
I'm really enjoying it a lot. I was like, you know, kind of shit talking it at first a little bit, but then somebody was like, just try it, bro. And then I tried it for a few weeks, and I specifically wanted to start it to get my dragon pistol squat. But then after I do yoga, it's like I literally feel more mobile for like the rest of the day and just feel like a little bit better too. So it's something that I definitely want to keep doing, and it's a great mobility trainer. So, you know, that on top of just normal stretching has been mobility for me.
Nice.
I just traditionally stretch like on my rest days, or on a day where I just go lighter, I'll do like 40 minutes of just long hold stretches. It just comes back to doing gymnastics. That's what I know, and that's what I like. Like if I hold a straddle for 5 minutes, I feel amazing. Like after that, I just feel like so open. But to be completely honest with you, I have been slacking on my mobility, but I'm able to maintain a decent amount of mobility just by going in a deeper range of motion when I lift or like exercise. Like when I do pull-ups, I'd go all the way to lockout. I relax my scapula. I re-engage and I pull all the way to my clavicle. Like I don't believe in chin above the bar. I believe in get it to your throat. Like, I mean, that's just for me. It still counts as a pull-up, chin over the bar.
I agree on that too, though.
But like, yeah. So whenever I do exercises like dips, I go as deep as possible, and I always lock out. And I feel like actively going through ranges of motion just maintains some decent mobility. Like I can do a straddle, and I'm pretty close to a split just off base mobility. But that's just because like deep squatting and skin to cats, for example. Like with calisthenics, you go through these ranges of motions that you don't with weights. Like you're free moving. So like when I go through a skin to cat, I'm training my entire shoulder range of motion through weight. So I guess I kind of stretch through my exercises, but yeah, I need to do more mobility. I mean, I'm pretty mobile, but I would like to be a little bit more.
I agree, man.
Yeah, I agree.
I find that especially with mobility, like a lot of people don't. You can always do more, and you can always move better. But especially with calisthenics, like there's so many things that you can't even if you like with the dragon pistol squat. There's so many calisthenics moves that if you can't do mobility, like you can't even get there, you know. And it's
Yeah.
crazy how like you won't ever do mobility, but until you find that one thing that you want to do that involves like mobility as part of the stepping stone. Like a lot of times with fitness, you end up changing things. You want to get to something, you end up changing other things that you were doing before to get there, you know. So like you may have never thought about doing a skin to cap before, but then you want to do a back lever, so you're like, you gotta learn how to do that, you know. Everything ends up having its own little logical progression to it, and then shit that you thought you would never do before, you're like, oh, well, if I want to get this, I kind of have to get this. And that little process of building the stepping stones definitely helps you get to that next front, you know?
Yeah, and once you get something like a dragon pistol squat, if you just keep doing that exercise, you maintain the mobility.
You do.
Yeah. So that's a benefit of doing those kind of exercises that challenge like all aspects of fitness, because they will, like, you know, it's like a bang for your buck kind of exercise. If you do dragon pistol squats, you maintain hip mobility and you train your legs all in one exercise.
Yep.
You fucking do, baby. You fucking do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, basically, like on Instagram, we just want to show like people are ninja training, and then like give people like exercise breakdowns and challenges and stuff. Like we started this thing where we're doing like a Sunday breakdown, where every Sunday we're picking an exercise and just explaining like how and why it's used, the correct form, maybe some like reps and sets examples and stuff like that.
Very brief, but good stuff. It's very brief. Our breakdowns are very like brief information, but they're good.
Yeah, but that's like the type of thing you'd like want on Instagram, I guess, just to keep it brief. And then on like YouTube and stuff, where we're like really go into depth about like different exercises and full workouts and stuff.
I was gonna say we're approaching 1,000 followers, so we should do something for that, like a challenge, a giveaway.
Yeah, we should. We should do a giveaway. What should we give away though?
Giveaways.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know. We could either do like a fitness related item or one of your drip items.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another side hustle of mine. Been reselling designer clothing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What have you? What's your biggest flip so far?
Oh, there was a Calls figure I did pretty good on. Are you familiar with Calls?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they're like collectible items basically, but that one was pretty good. Made a few hundred off of that.
Nice.
And like these Air Jordan 1 tie-dyes did pretty well. Made over 100 on those. Damn. And these shoes that are coming in a few months, I'm not sure how much we'll make on them, but it'll probably be really good, because they originally said they were going to release like 30,000 pairs. And then it was Warren Lotus. I don't know if you're familiar with him and his brand, but he's a new dude. But basically, he saw a bunch of people bought his stuff, so he canceled the orders down to 7,000. So it's like an extremely limited stock now. And I got 2 pairs. So
got 2 pairs?
Yeah. Me and my roommate both went on, and we both got them. And we both did it manually. And he actually went through and looked for people botting. So it worked out that we didn't try to use a bot for once.
Wow. But you know how to bot?
Basically,
well, you buy them.
You can buy a bot. So we bought this bot called Mech, but we just sold it yesterday actually, which was kind of nice because we bought it for like 800 and we sold the bot for 1,100. So we made a few hundred just off the bot, and in addition to that, we got some items and made some other money off the bot as well, just by shopping items with it.
It turned into a Gary V podcast.
It did.
Yeah,
it did. Flip game. Gary has been coming on my podcast a lot. I've had like 3 different guests. I already talked about him, but like
he's tough.
He is, man.
Yeah,
he's dope, so big influence of mine. But wait, like explain this bot thing to me though. So like you just buy a bot and just buy it. Like I don't even understand this. The bot world is new shit to me. I'm very curious about this right now.
Basically, it's a code. So you have to enter in like your item, the size you want, and everything, and then you set it. Certain bots work a little bit differently, but essentially you would like set the time that something's going to be released, and then the bot would just know to go in, buy a certain item in a certain size, a certain color, and it would do that like within seconds, depending on
it'll do all the inputs of like you clicking, typing in all the information and hitting purchase all in like half a second.
Like all your payment information, all your shipping information. Some of them will even solve captchas for you. So, yeah.
And it costs $800.
Yeah, some of them are
cheap.
over 5,000.
Jesus fucking.
That's
like
a cheap
cyber.
one.
Yeah.
That's nuts, man. That's fucking nuts. The
Oh,
world's
yeah,
in a
definitely.
crazy place now, man. It's crazy what technology's even doing now, man. Like so many things are just
100%.
evolving every fucking second.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I don't know. You think it'd be a good idea to give away an item like that on the fitness page or not? Or should we do it more like fitness related?
I mean, you could probably do whatever. You could do either one. I mean, I don't know if it's worth like the amount of money that you would get for it versus the amount of money that, like, I don't know how much the thing you would give away would cost versus giveaway. But then if you gave away bigger things, people might be more inclined to stay. So
that's the point. I mean, we always split all the prices when it comes to Guerrilla Games, so it's not as bad.
Yeah. We got our nice camera recently.
Nice.
Very excited about that for our YouTube videos.
We could do a gripper or something, like something grip related.
What, like give away a hand
grip?
grip?
Yeah, like maybe not a gripper, but like anything like a pinch block or a hang board.
That would be cool. A whole hang board.
A pair of rings one day for 10,000 or 5,000.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
I mean, it's like $70, $80, but it's not a big deal, especially what YouTube could create for us. I think it's all about getting people that work out.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you guys, the one video you have like the backflip video. That's the first video you have on there right now, right? How to do a backflip, basically.
I made that just to get one started. But we have a vlog that we have the first draft
edited right now. Yeah, we have the first draft of it done. Hopefully, we'll be dropping that, within the next week or less.
Yeah,
we have someone else editing that for us, so we've kind of like been on his schedule since we have, the videos recorded. They just need to be edited. Mm-hmm. But the first draft we were a lot happier with than we thought. Like we were kind of beating ourselves up over our first video, to be honest. Like after it, we were just both like kind of just like down talking it, like saying we didn't do that good and stuff. And then like we just sent all the videos through and like didn't watch them again really. And then when we saw like them all together, we were just like, this is actually funny. Like we were genuinely laughing at the YouTube video.
Very embarrassing on that part.
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing at points, but like we're trying not to like, just get too embarrassed to post something, because I feel like you kind of need to get over that fear.
Yeah.
100%.
If you really want to be big, like, people will just post up embarrassing stuff, and like that'll just show more of themselves as opposed to just being like this wall with no emotion,
And at the end of the day, the attic's 140 degrees, so we have an excuse. Heat stroke.
Makes our mind a little crazy.
I think the correlation between people like being afraid, people that are not working out, being afraid to like get into fitness, and people that are like into fitness or into what they're doing, into like putting stuff out online, it's that same kind of fear of like you kind of just got to go into the water and start doing it. And as you progress more, you'll feel better and like you'll get more comfortable doing it. And just like people, like if you're in the gym, people are going to judge you no matter what. Like, oh, he's big, he's small, he's on his phone, whatever.
Who cares? Why you're not there for them?
Exactly. So same thing with online. So like you're definitely going to be like, no matter what you put out, like you're going to think like, oh shit, this many people are going to fucking kill me. They're going to hate me or they're going to laugh at me. But like realistically, people that really like you are going to like you no matter what. People that hate you are going to hate you no matter what. Most people don't give a fuck about you at all. To keep it 100%. You don't even matter. You're so much bigger in your own head than you actually are. That's the biggest thing that I've learned of everything that I've done.
That actually really helps too. I mean, to some people that might be scary, but for me personally, that helps me. Like, oh, I really don't matter that much. Like, so why do I care? Like, what people think of me? Yeah, like at the end of the day, it's like if my circle fucks with me and I fuck with myself, what does it matter?
Yeah, that's all it is. That's the whole game right there. Yep. Fitness, media, whatever. Like, as long as people fuck with you.
Exactly. And our first YouTube video, like we definitely have a lot of things we need to work on. Obviously, the first video, definitely. But like Brian was saying, it was like Brian was saying, is a pretty pleasant surprise because it's very funny. Like, and at least we got the humor down. But I would like to get more like good information regarding fitness in the next one. We're actually gonna record this weekend. We're planning on it.
Oh fuck yeah, man!
Oh yeah,
fuck yeah.
Yeah. I feel like when we were first starting out, I had like that same fear that we were just talking about, like just being scared to put stuff out there, like thinking people would judge me and stuff. Then like me and G had a long conversation when we were starting out, and he kind of just like, yeah, well that was a funny thing too. That was during the YouTube video.
He started getting like super self-conscious, and I just slapped him in the face. I said, "Shut the fuck up," and then he recorded it perfectly.
I did it perfect after that. It was hilarious. Yeah, it was great with the first video though, because like you could probably even see it if you watch it, but like in the actual vlog, like I'm like a little bit awkward throughout it. I think G did a little better than me, like at, maintaining normal. But then the outro where we just like talked about it, we filmed like a different day. And from the actual vlog to the outro, I see so much improvement in myself. I sound like so much less awkward. It just like is coming out more naturally and stuff. And like that was great to see, because like when I was recording the video, I was like, I'm never gonna be good at YouTube. Like I'm always gonna be awkward. And then when I filmed the outro, I was like, all right, like I'm getting somewhere. I think I could actually do this,
That's the kind of talk he used to say. And like, he's like, "Oh, I'm never going to be good at this. I'll never learn how to edit. I'm like, Brian, what are you talking about? Never. Maybe you're not great at it right now, but like, give it 2 weeks, give it a month, give it a year. You'll be great at it."
G has really helped me a lot with that stuff, to be honest. Like, like G kind of just pointed out, when we first made the Instagram, I was like scared to edit videos just because I had never done it before. And he's like, "Bro, just give it a try. Like you'll learn it." And I did it, and then I was like, "Oh, it's not that bad. Like I can do this, But I was just so scared at first, and I had to just like get past that. But I think moving forward, I'll be a lot better at just like knowing I can do stuff and just trying it and not being scared of it at all first.
Fuck yeah.
Over this past month, he's 1,000% different, and it helps me too, because like I doubt myself all the time. I just always fight it. But I feel like everyone, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like everyone has this like inner doubt that they just learn to control. Like I don't think you ever get rid of it completely.
You never do. Just like you never like there's always a chance for you to get fat again. There's always something that's going to take you further from where you are currently. But you have to fight it over and over again. Just like you did, just like how you got that dragon pistol. Now you got the video, now you got the vlogs. You just got to find that, whatever that current thing that's fucking you up at the moment, and you got to fuck it up worse.
It never gets easier. You just get stronger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what fitness is all about.
100%.
Now, guys, if there's any, if anybody wants to follow you, like their pages, how do they follow you? How do they find out where you guys are?
So Instagram, I'll just hold up the phone. It's
there we go.
Guerrilla_gains, spelled GUERRILLA_gains. So that's the Insta. And then
YouTube's the same. Just a space instead of underscore.
YouTube's just a space instead of underscore. So Guerrilla, it's spelled with a U.
Cool. I'll have that in the show notes too, guys.
What's that?
I'll have it in the show notes too, guys. Like I'm just talking to the audience.
All right. Cool.
So guys, thank you so much, Gianni, Brian. Thank you so much for being on the show. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Hope you guys have a great day, and take care.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks so much.